بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا الشمس كورت وإذا النجوم انكدرت وإذا الجبال سيرت وإذا العشار عطلت وإذا الوحوش حشرت وإذا البحار سجرت وإذا النفوس زوجت وإذا الموءودة سئلت بأي ذنب قتلت وإذا الصحف نشرت وإذا السماء كشطت وإذا الجحيم سعرت وإذا الجنة أزلفت علمت نفس ما أحضرت فلا أقسم بالخنس الجوار الكنس والليل إذا عسعس والصبح إذا تنفس إنه لقول رسول كريم ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين مطاع ثم أمين وما صاحبكم بمجنون ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين وما هو على الغيب بضنين وما هو بقول شيطان رجيم فأين تذهبون إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين لمن شاء منكم أن يستقيم وما تشاءون إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين.
Hey. What's up, everybody? What's up, Lynn? What's happening? Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. Give me a mic check real quick. Give me a mic check. Let me know if y'all can hear me. And we will graciously get this party started. Take that icon off. There we go. Can I get a mic check? Yeah, let me know. Audio's good. Appreciate you. All right, man. Do me a favor. Click the thumbs up button. Just so we can get this party started. So click the thumbs up button for me, please. Happy Friday. Juma Mubarak to you. Shalom, Shabbat, and happy Sabbath, whatnot. And I meant to bring that light closer, but it's all good. But yeah, let me know. Y'all ready? What's up, Lynn? What's going on? Let me wet my whistle a little bit here. Arrow Harrison Bay. Salute to the Bay. What's happening? Okay, that's gonna work. All right. So let's get into this conversation, right? Heaven and hell, soulmates in the Qur'an, or soulmates in the Zohar and the Qur'an. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawm ad-Din. We're going to cross parallel some work today with the Zohar, which is known as the Book of Splendor, and the beautiful Qur'an, and show you how these concepts of, or the concept of soulmate, I could say really concepts or soulmates, because there's two mates that you're going to get introduced to according to the Zohar. Okay. So the first part is we're going to get into the philosophy. The second part is we're going to get into real life case study. So you can see how the measurement of destiny. So you got to really pay attention to these teachings on Friday, because when we did the night of destiny, Layla Qadar or Qadr means measurement along with power, along with space time. Like Einstein came up with space time continuum. I showed that Qadr literally means space time. So space time, power, and destiny, all of these are one reality. Okay. So we have to, what they call, understand, understand, and overstand. Okay. We got to understand that. All right. Okie dokie. All right. So let's go quick to the origins of Zohar. Zohar says it starts to be revealed in the year 1270 by Moshe de Leon. And he is from Guadalajara, Spain, or Guadalajara, Spain, right by Madrid. Please note that this is Moorish Spain at this time. This is the Jewish golden age. I've showed you history on this before. That is taking place within Islamic rule. And there's also an Islamic golden age. So this is a golden age for, really, and I always say the Christians too. Okay. But they want to act like they was in the dark age simply because they didn't have political power, but everything else was prospering. So it was a golden age for the three Abrahamic religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Okay. All right. So it comes from Moorish Spain, from this fella here, Moshe. In Arabic, we say Musa. English, we say Moses. Hebrew, Moshe. So Moshe de Leon. Okay. So to backtrack a little bit to show you how beautiful that even the Torah has a chapter called Numbers. Yes, the Bible has a chapter called Numbers. Okay. Numbers are important, very important, because now you have to ask yourself, are certain ceremonial rites done at a certain frequency or a certain repetition based upon the numbers? Okay. So here we have the word ahava, which means love, on both sides. And we say God is half man, half woman. We are truly half sparks. Why are you saying that, Noble? Because if love, ahava, has a numerical value of 13, his love plus her love equals 26. And 26 is the numerical value of what we call the tetragrammaton, or Yahweh, or Jehovah, which is the 4-letter name that you see in the middle vertically. That's God. So your love and my love combined literally composes the numerical frequency of Yahweh, the creator God of what we would call the Bible. Yes. Okay. Even though Elohim is the one who created, but nevertheless, it's the reason why those names switch, but that's another conversation. So now we move to a concept known as unity, Echad. In Arabic, we say Ahad, Ku Allahu Ahad, Ahad, Echad, Ahad. Echad also equals 13. So we can say, well, our unity and our love, Ahava, or our unity and your unity, my unity and your unity, is going to equal the same thing, because Echad and Ahava, unity, this oneness and love, are the same numerical frequency, same value. So it makes you think of Bob Marley, right? This just Jah love, this one love. Yes. And shout out to my man E40 Fonzarelli, one love. Yes. So one love. This one love is the frequency of God. Okay. So our one love, because one is Ikad, love is Ahava, our one love equals our Lord. Lord is Yahweh, Jehovah. Okay. So as we showed last week, the word for heart is spelled Kaf Lam Ba, and it has a numerical value of 132. That's the numerical value of the word at the top. Go down to the green box. It shows you that this root word, Kaf Lam Ba, that means heart, Kolb, is mentioned 132 times precisely, matching the numerical value of the word, and that's in the Qur'an. Look how beautiful that is. Numerical value of 132, and then you mention it exactly 132 times in the Quran. This is a mathematical composition. Okay. All right. So as we showed last week, well, Allah's value equals 66. And if the heart is 132, which is double, all that is truly saying is, hey, my heart in Arabic with your heart in Arabic. Yes. Well, Allah in me, in my heart, and Allah in you, your heart, that equals the total frequency or value of the word for heart. Because why else will heart be double the value of Allah? So, see, we see the love frequency, your love and my love in Hebrew equals the Hebrew God name of Lord. Yes. And then when we come over to Arabic and we go inside of the heart, which is supposed to be the expression of love, we see there's the same concept. God in your heart, God in my heart, that makes the total number of the heart. Okay. So it's a beautiful science. So to piggyback again off last week, everybody, Askia Bay, Sharito, what's up? Thumbs up, everybody, for me, please. Beautiful book by Yehuda Berg, Kabbalah on Love, says you meet your soulmate to bring about systematic change on this planet. That's a heavy statement in itself. What? You and your soulmate can bring a systematic change on the planet, inspired by your desire to share your love with the world. You and your soulmate will perform wondrous deeds that will contribute to the transformation of consciousness of humankind. You hear this? Your desire and your love that you can share with the world, you and your soulmate, you're going to contribute to the transformation of consciousness to humankind. Put simply, when two soulmates find one another, their collective victory, a selfishness weakens the forces of the ego on the entire planet. By releasing a little bit of intentional love, I'm not going to say unconditional, intentional love into the spiritual atmosphere, you make it that much easier for others to triumph over the ego. In this way, your unconditional love affects and influences everyone else. Man, that is heavy. I got it in another slide to ask the question, so I'll raise it here, though. And maybe I'll talk about it later. Is there more love on the planet? Is it more righteousness on the planet than evil? It's just a question. I want you to think about that. You can put it in the chat. Do you think there's more evil on the earth or more righteousness on the earth as a global citizen? Okay, let's move on. All right, but put it in the chat. What's up, Monica? What's happening? According to the Zohar, the foundational work of Kabbalah, all the figures of souls that are destined to be born stand before God in pairs, male and female. before they descend into this world. So the Kabbalah says, hey, listen, lady, gentlemen, your soul is just half a soul, and the opposite sex has your other half of your soul. Ooh wee. That's a bar. That's a bar. So then it says, this is what the Quran says: O mankind, fear your Lord who created you from one soul and created from it its mate. So the Quran is verifying with the Zohar said. The Zohar says, hey, you're created from one soul. The Quran comes back and say, yep, true indeed. We created you from one soul. This is Quran. Yes? Okay. So let's read up a little bit on the Zohar. All right. Let me blow this up on my side. All right. So synopsis. Yes. A discourse on soulmates reveals the mysteries surrounding the male and female aspects of the soul and the concept of soulmate relationships. When a complete soul enters this physical realm, it does so through the efforts of the angel Layla. Oh, during the process of descent, the unified soul separates into male and female halves. If the two halves of the soul embark on a spiritual path during physical existence, they can merit reunification. Hold on. If the two halves of the soul embark on a spiritual path during physical existence, they can merit reunification. While the angel Layla is responsible for bringing souls into the physical dimension, it is the creator himself who unifies two halves of one soul when the time is right, for only the creator knows with certainty who are true soulmates. I disagree. Okay. The astro science can absolutely show you this. All right. Come down to the bottom 346. In fact, hold on. The Zohar says this, and the relevance of this passage: through this portion, we can merit the appearance of our soulmate in our life and or strengthen the marital bond with our current partner. So the Zohar says, listen, if you simply scan number 346 in the middle in Hebrew from right to left, if you scan that, your subconscious mind knows what is being said, because this is like a computer code for DNA. And simply by scanning the Zohar, right, you will start to draw your soulmate and other blessings to you. Obviously, depending upon what that, what that line is talking about. Okay. 346 says, come and behold, all the souls that are destined to come to the world appear before him as couples, which means that each soul is divided to male and female. All right. Afterward, as they arrive in this world, the Holy One, blessed be he, matches them together. Rabbi, this means this word Yitzhak is Isaac. That's how you say Isaac. Yitzhak said, the Holy One, blessed be he, says, the daughter of so-and-so to so-and-so. Let's read 349 in the highlight. They are handed over to a governor, talking about the souls, who is an emissary in charge of human conceptions, whose name is what? Layla in English means what? Night. So when they descend to the world and are handed over to that governor, they are separated from each other. Sometimes one precedes the other in coming down and entering the body of a human being. Layla, English, night. Hold on. Did I not just show you 2 weeks ago, the last 2 and 3 weeks ago, when I did part 1 and 2, the night of destiny, black woman soulmate? Because the word night, as we mean, says what means Layla. Layla is the night. Look at the green box at the top of the definition: nocturnal, nightly, of night, night. Yes. But it also means what? A woman's name. A woman's name. Whoa. See, alhamdulillah, I gave y'all Surah 97, Layla Qadar, or Surah is actually just called Qadr. And it opens up with the night of power, the night. And I showed you that Layla, as you see on the screen, literally means a woman's name. So that scripture ain't talking about no night. It's actually the inner dimensions of it is talking about a woman. And as we got into it, I showed you it was talking about soulmate destiny. That's talking about lucky stars and how to size the heavens up so you can know who they are. I showed you this, right? But I find it just really ironic because as I'll go to the Zohar this week and I open this up, I said, yo, I totally forgot that in the Jewish mythology, yes, or in the Jewish theology, they say that this is a beautiful woman, or this is a woman, an angel associated with what? Conception, pregnancy, childbirth, and the night. According to the legend, Layla teaches unborn children the Torah, which is the law, and the secrets of the universe before lightly striking their upper lip at birth, causing them to forget everything they learned and leaving the, what's that, philtrum as a reminder. What is the philtrum? They say that little indent right here in your lip. That's the reminder to shh, keep the secrets. Whoa. Keep the secrets. Yes. All right. All right. So we're going to have to go back into Surah 97, and I'm going to give you the long form translation on how profound it is. Okay, let's get into it. Indeed, we ejaculated sperm into the peaceful woman you were matched to within space and time. What may make you disentangle who the peaceful woman of space time is? The peaceful woman is a good woman of good fortune, whom you are intimately familiar with, that suits your affection, and whom you fit with and brings you success in space time. I gotta read that one again. The peaceful woman is a good woman of good fortune, whom you are intimately familiar with, that suits your affection, in whom you fit with, and brings you success in this destiny or in this space-time reality. The sperm descends. Your royal power, your wealth, and your property are your kingship. Listen to the woman who is an ally. Marry her is the command. Surrender to a peaceful, soft woman and study the celestial rising as starting points in the lucky star of wealth and abundance. Okay. So now let me just give you a little bit, just so you case it all, he totally making this up. Okay. So in this particular verse, which is the last verse of Surah 97, in English, it says, peace it is until the emergence of dawn. Peace it is to the emergence of dawn. Yes. Salamu hiya hatta matala il fajr. That's what it says. But notice the word emergence literally means star of destiny, lucky star in good luck. When you go look up the word emergence and get its 3-letter root, yes, ta, t, l, a, or ein, tala, yes, it literally means lucky star, good luck, star of destiny. So then when we go to Fajr, which means the dawn, it shows you it means wealth and abundance. So this lucky star of abundance also means the morning star, Lucifer, son of the morning. Now we can get into Venus with that. Yes. All right. Now let's bring it back to the Zohar. When their time to be married arrives, the Holy One, blessed be He, who knows the males and females of these spirits and souls, joins them as they were before they came down to the world. And He announces, the daughter of so and so to so and so. When they are joined together, they become one body, one soul. They are right and left in proper unison. Here it comes. The male is the right side of the body and soul. The female is their left side. Yes. Now, I find it very, very ironic when you go to Africa and you go to West Africa on the right and deal with the Dogon and the Mali, or you go to East African and the Egyptian side, the man is the right side and the woman is the left side. Interesting, because I look at it like, oh, so the woman is on the heart side. I think predominantly most people are right-handed, so that power hand got to be free, but the woman is on the heart side. Yes. So this is an African thing. This is right here. We can see it. It's an African thing. But I showed you before how Judaism came into Egypt, and you had the temple of Yahweh inside of Elephantine Island in the middle of the Nile, not too far from the Isis or the temple of Isis. This is documented already. All right. So the Quran says, indeed, we created man from a sperm drop mixture that we may try him and made him hearing and seeing. So when we come into the world, right? Because remember, we two souls, we're one soul split, come into the world, different timelines, different locations, and we got all these people that we got to go through society in order to find one another. Yes. So now this becomes the great test. Yes. Okay. But you know what I find interesting? Because you made us from a sperm drop. Little side caveat, little sidebar. The word in Arabic for sperm is nut or nut fatin, a semen drop. Look at the word N-U-T. Start off with nut. So my question is, did the Quran know that we was going to be saying, yo, I need to bust a nut? Listen, I already showed how the Quran knew Kelvin, the dude who invented temperature of the sun, and how that's in the Quran. How the Quran pinpoints a lot of science. The modern day science is just now validating is in the Quran. Yes. So therefore, the Quran do know that you were going to bust a nut. That's what you're gonna be saying. All right. And excuse the banging, they doing construction in this other room over here. All right. All right. Moving on. Just wanted to put that out there. All right. Allah know, man. All right. Some nut busting folks. All right. So now tried and tested. Let's put that word tried and tested inside of an Arabic lexicon. Yes. And we're going to see that it is connected to a word that means wealth and competence, fortune, sustenance, health, and soundness. Why are these related? Because they say in the lexicon that if you withstand the test, isn't that in the Bible? Test yourselves to see if you adhere to the faith. Yes, that's in the Bible. When you withstand the test and pass the test, you become successful. So we have to understand that success is intricately connected to the test. Okay. All right. Let's get into the Zohar. So divine matchmaking and predestined union. The text suggests that from the beginning, the divine arranges the possibility of the match. For example, the Zohar says, from that day onward, the Holy One, blessed be He, has been creating worlds. And what are these worlds? They are the matings of human beings. Whoa. This idea, or the idea, is that when the male soul and the female soul that correspond and they're ready, the union may occur, enabling the original unity to be restored. But this readiness depends on spiritual merit. This readiness depends on spiritual merit. One must be aligned in one's ways and deeds to merit the union. If not, the other half may have to wait or be assigned to another until the time or merit is correct. So The idea of worlds, when you hear worlds, the inner essence of it is talking about, hey, when the two human beings come together, they are creating a whole new world. A whole new world. Okay. All right. So the union of the spiritual rectification, and this is called tikkun. I wrote a paper on this in the Patreon. I don't know if them Kabbalah papers are still available, but it says the union of soulmates is not simply romantic or physical. It is part of the cosmic rectification, tikkun, process in Kabbalah. That is, the coming together of the two halves helps repair the soul's descent and fulfills its purpose. For example, the Kabbalah explanation says a single person is unable to complete the rectification that he is to perform in this world. The incarnation of the two does not necessarily occur simultaneously. This means that the meeting in the union of soulmates is also a mechanism by which the soul's mission, and indeed the world's mission, is advanced. I got this in green because that's why I asked the question. Do you believe there is more evil in the world or good in the world? Right? I see a very, very, very advanced being says, ha, I don't believe in evil. Yes, but there's certainly duality within action, and it could just be one thing. But if we want to play with polarity, and where it looks like it's two things, which one is it? Is it one? Is it two? Is it none? Yes. From one article, most people misunderstand a soulmate relationship as one in which they will feel happy, comfortable. In reality, a soulmate is someone who forces you to transform. Take note, this is specifically talking about a tikkun soulmate, because there's another type of soulmate that is mentioned in Kabbalah that you're about to see. Okay, moving on. Timing and readiness matter. According to the Zohar, sometimes the female soul may descend earlier than the male, or vice versa, and the male or female may not be in spiritual condition to reunite yet. Example, sometimes the soul of the female comes out before her soulmate. If the male is not ready, then she is given to another. Therefore, a person may not immediately meet their true other half in this lifetime, or their timing might differ. The union has to be merited. The implication, one cannot simply sit back and wait. The tradition emphasizes doing the spiritual work, living right, aligning one ways so that the match may be revealed. That is a very interesting word that they use because that's also inside of Surah 97, cleverly hidden. So now let's talk about the Zivug Shel Tikkun, or again, this is the Tikkun relationship where you're brought together to resolve issues from past lives. The purpose, to force spiritual growth and confront unresolved personal flaws. These relationships are meant to teach both partners an important spiritual lesson. Experience. The relationship is often challenging and difficult, marked by intense emotional dynamics and repeated struggles. Kabbalistic thought suggests that if you are in an unhappy or abusive marriage, it is a tikkun marriage. The outcome, if you navigate the challenges and complete the spiritual rectification, the relationship may resolve. I need to blow that up because something in my way on my side. Or in the ultimate outcome is spiritual growth of the individuals involved. Now here it go. Based on Kabbalistic teachings, a true soulmate, Zivug HaGoon, the real goon, the real Oguni goon. Zivug HaGoon is a harmonious, perfect match, whereas Tikkun soulmate is challenging relationship meant for spiritual rectification. So the key difference lies in the purpose and ease of the relationship. This is your original predestined soulmate, your perfect match. Oh, purpose to build peaceful and happy life together with minimal friction. The relationship is meant to fulfill a shared mission in the world. Experience. The connection is often marked by an instant recognition. I got that in highlight because I'm going to show you that in the Quran. The connection is often marked by instant recognition and spiritual resonance. The relationship is generally smooth, loving, and accepting, though it may not be effortless. The compatibility is natural. Outcome: happiness and fulfillment with both partners, uplifted and supported. Come with it. The night of destiny is better than 1,000 months. The word Kyrie is better. Alfie means thousand. Shar means months. The night of destiny is better than 1,000 months. Yes. How would they say that in Arabic? How did that go? Kaideri Kairun min Alfie Shar. Yes. So let's look at the word Alfie. That's why it's in that pink highlight. Alfie, I know, means 1,000, but guess what Alfies mean? It means familiarity, intimacy, friendship, love, and affection. Yes. So Alfie says you are intimately familiar in this loving, affectionate thing. Just as the Zohar says, hey, your true soulmate, you are familiar with this person already. That's right there in the Quran when I broke that verse down. There's the definition in your face. I don't have to make this stuff up. Alfie literally means to become intimately familiar with someone, loving, caring, this compassionate type of vibe. Yes, affection. So now let's look at a lucky star. Al-Mushtari, which is Jupiter. Because what did the last verse say? It said, surrender to a peaceful, soft woman and study the celestial rising as starting point in the lucky star of wealth and abundance. That's what it says. Al-Mushtari is the Arabic name for the planet Jupiter, often associated with what? Wealth, luck, and wisdom. Okay, so we know we on the lucky star dealing with wealth. So now let's get into Gucci Mane and Keyshia Kaoir. When Gucci Mane was born, the planet Jupiter appears to be in front of the Leo constellation. Yes. You see this? Yes, you see his birth date down there at the bottom, 2/12/1980. The planet Jupiter appears to be at the belly of the lion. Well, when his wife is born, where's it at? Oh, when his wife is born, 1/10/85, almost 5 years later, where's the moon? Is not the moon in the same position where the lucky star is? Yes, you see this? Yes. Jupiter, when he's born, right here at the lion. This is the star of luck, wealth, abundance. Yes. Then he meets this woman, and she was born when the moon is in the same position. But we all know the legend. The legend is she took X amount of $1 million when he got locked up, and she flipped the money to more money. Yes, the wealth and abundance factor. This is the legend. This is the story. This is true. He never disclosed what the amount is because he said he don't like talking money, but everybody say it was about 2 million turning into 6, whatever. But we know that she admitted, she didn't say what the number was, but yeah, he left me some money and I took it and I put it to work and it did good. Yes, this is why, because she's in alignment. The moon represents feminine energy. So naturally, she's in alignment with his aspect of wealth, growth, abundance. This is his lucky woman. Just this one placement alone. Now I know there's conversation now and it's floating out there. She got a spell on him. She from Jamaica. He got roots and he ain't in there. He in the sunken place. Woo. I don't even want to get into all that. Right? I just want to show you alignment in the current facts on the record. Okay. So maybe about 2 years ago, I had did this piece right here, Fazel. Yes, Fazel Hakim, which is puzzle pieces. I put it in the Patreon and my Kabbalah papers, showing you puzzle pieces. Yes, because I'm telling you the physical match needs a celestial match. That's what I'm telling you. The physical match on earth needs a celestial match in heaven. It has to be a match made in heaven. Where do you think that term came from? That's the truth. Okay. All right. So let's get into Mr. Jigga Man. You see the date 12/4/1969. I want you to note that the planet Venus appears to be in between Libra and Scorpio. Okay. That's where Venus is at. Venus, the bright morning star. Yes. Well, Venus deals with marriage. It deals with money. It deals with values. It deals with love. It also deals with females. Okay. You see females, when you see values, look at the base of the arrow. It's females right there next to values. Yes. So this is a feminine energy that deals with these concepts. Again, his Venus is here, right in between Libra and Scorpio. Yes. Okay. Where is the moon when Beyonce was born? The moon appears in the same constellation as her husband's Venus, right there in Libra going towards Scorpio. You see that? You see how that works? Once again, Venus represents females and the moon represents females. And when her moon lines up with his Venus, there's going to be an instant familiar feeling. You're going to recognize this, but you're going to perceive them to be, I need that. I want that. Guaranteed. So let's keep going. Go back to Jigga Man. You will see that his moon appears by the arm of Venus, but I want to pay attention to Jupiter, the lucky star of abundance and wealth and prosperity. Yes. Jupiter is at the hand of the Virgin by a fixed star known as Spica. So 2 points we're pointing out here. The arm of the Virgin, yes, and the hand of the Virgin. Let's go to Beyonce. Oh, let's zoom in so you can see it a little bit better here. There go Jupiter next to Spica, the hand of the Virgin. Now let's go to Beyonce, a cluster of energy, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter at the arm of the Virgin. But she also has something by the hand of the Virgin, which is the planet Venus is at the hand of the Virgin. Yes, let's zoom in. Venus is at the hand of the Virgin, the exact same place her husband has Jupiter. Yes, yes. So you know what happens when that happens. Yes, Venus represents money. Jupiter represents abundance. So what she say? Of course, some shit gonna go down when it's $1 billion on the elevator. Yeah, that is a $1 billion placement. That is the most magnificent, prosperous alignment that you can have with an individual when Jupiter is on Venus. It's not necessarily a love relationship due to Jupiter's energy. Jupiter is the aspect of your wealth and your luck and your abundance and your growth. It's not female attraction or male attraction, but it shows you, hey, within your attractions, you may want to have this factor too, because then it's going to add on to that good attraction that you got. You get me? Okay. All right. All right. So now dig this. This is what I know. Now, when you go to the Hindu school, the Lakshmi Puja is a Hindu occasion for the veneration of Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. When did it take place? It took place Monday, October the 20th. That was just 4 days ago. And it always happens in this region of space. I go to the truck, wash my car, wash my truck. They Hindu. And I always mess with them. Bro, keep me on point, man. Tell me when the Lakshmi Puja is, right? But where is the sun at doing the veneration? The whole Hindu culture is getting down to the goddess of wealth. Where's the sun at? The sun is exactly where Jay-Z has Jupiter located. And Venus is, or the sun is where Beyonce had Venus. exactly in the same region, and the whole culture of people are sitting up here having a fire ceremony of prosperity and all this when the sun is in this region of space. But yet, this physical couple who ironically find each other are $1 billion net worth couple. Stop playing. This is why I tell you everybody got the truth. Now, in the Hindu school weighing in, showing you this region of space represents prosperity. Everybody got a piece of the puzzle. Okay. All right. All right. Now, let's move on to another slide here. I'm going to backtrack a little bit, bring you some old school stuff, because I want to show you how friction works. All right. I'm going to show you how friction works. I did this a little while ago, probably on my other channel, Hip Hop Astrology. It was on my other channel. Tina and Mars. Okay. All right. So, cosmic love theory. Should I really take my time and give y'all cosmic love theory? Should I? You got to understand that there's 4 elements, and these 4 elements equate to an aspect of your psychology. That's all this saying, ladies and gentlemen. You got to know this. The fire element just simply represents enthusiastic, passionate, can't sit still type of people, energetic. They're starters. Air people are very similar. They're communicative. They have ideas. They talk a lot. And air and fire, they go. Okay. Then water people are more intuitive, more reserved. We're going to deal with empathetic feelings, emotions, dreams, musical. It's kind of an abstract thing. And then you have earth that's a little bit more methodical. And as earth is methodical, it balances well. Yo, come here. Come a second. Come here. Can you do me a favor? Because I'm on YouTube. Can you close this door for me? Because he's drilling. Thank you. I appreciate it. And so the earth energy in the water energy, they will blend. You see what I'm saying? I always say water a plant. Yes, you can see how the water element goes with the earth element. Okay. So, but they translate to mean an aspect of our psychology. Okay. So that's important to understand. All right. Now, I can give y'all the game on that, but I ain't gonna give you too much game on it. All right. So then what happens is when you get inside of a chart, you can just put it on that red chair over there. That's cool. Yeah. And when you get inside of a chart, what you really have to do, one of the things you have to do is understand the total elemental makeup of the individual. So for example, if you look to the right, you see that the sun is in Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign. Then they have Mercury, where it says 22 on the left-hand side, where it says 22. Again, on the left-hand side, where it says 22, that's Mercury at 22 degrees. Where it says 27, that's Venus at 27 degrees Scorpio. All of those are water signs. Then you see the next one, Mars at 4 degrees, but that's 4 degrees the next sign, which is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign. So what we need to do is boil the energy down, break it down to a simple compound. Remember in math, you got to reduce everything to its lowest fraction. Yes. So therefore, you got to break it down to its simplest form. A simple form is elemental. Elements are the basic building blocks. Yes. Okay. So what you can do when you go to Astro, guess what? When you create an account on astro.com, this is done for you. It's called FAEW, that box that you see, FAEW. And then you count the fire row, you count the air row, the earth row, and the water row. Now, here's the key. If you don't know a person's time of birth, you cannot count the AC. If you know the person's AC, count it, but you don't even have to deal with the AC. You can just deal with what we call 10 planets, sun, moon, and the rest of the planets. You can do a 10 count. But if you know the AC, do an 11 count. Okay. All right. You're not counting the nodes. You're not counting Chiron. You're only going to count planetary bodies in the AC if you know it. Okay. All right. Let's move on. So it's done for you. You have to tally it up. So here's Ike's elemental breakdown. He has 3 fire, no air, 3 earth, 4 water. Okay. Now, water means emotional. Yes. Cry baby. Nah. You're right. See, water is emotion. on a negative aspect, negative emotion. Yes. When he had no air, which means he lacks communication and or rational thinking potentially. Okay. All right. Now, when we go to Tina's chart, her elemental breakdown is 5 fire, 1 air, 2 earth, 2 water. Yes. All right. Now, you have to pay attention to this because this is where the juice is at. What you want to do is get a relationship total. They total 8 in fire. Time out. Why do we have Tina's picture at the bottom? Because the total elemental makeup mirrors Tina and not Ike. I cannot stress this enough. Ike loses his identity when he comes together with Tina. Now, take it from a man, especially the old school men, that don't feel good. It's not good in the old dynamic. Yes? Because Tina has more fire and he has 3 fires. As a relationship overall, they will have more fire. Well, Ike has more water. Yes? So now the relationship is going to mirror Tina. Coincidence, she was the popular one, not him. Yes? Okay. So now this is what you have to understand. Why don't I have that in here? What happened? It didn't save my thing. I don't know what happened. All right. So if you look at the bottom right, you see where it say AC at the bottom right. It says AC. Then there's this red circle with an arrow coming out. That's the planet Mars. But notice the planet Mars is directly on top of the blue sun. That's alarming. 1. 2, I want you to look at the top right where it says IC. Top right, it says IC. You're going to see a blue circle with the arrow, a blue Mars by the IC on the top right. The red Mars at the AC bottom right, going to the red Mars, AC bottom right, going to the blue Mars, you notice there's a red line that's connecting those. Yes? So that's called Mars square Mars. Their Mars, when they were born, are not in a harmonious position with one another. That is very, very important to understand that. Okay? So now let's look at Ike, because when he was born, the planet Mars appears to be at the claw of the scorpion. Yes? Okay. When Tina was born, well, before we get into Tina, Mars, you can see all kinds of stuff. You would see on the far right, impulse and temper. At the bottom right, you will see war. I don't even have to go no more. Okay. So this is a very violent energy. Okay. Now, when Tina is born, where's the sun? The sun is in the same position at the claw of the scorpion. And we saw it in the chart. Yes. We saw red Mars on top of blue sun in the chart. But now I'm going to show you the astronomy of it, because sometimes I understand the chart could be, I don't know, too symbolic, and we get confused. But this should be fairly easy right here. So the sun is in the same spot where he has Mars at. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to get into this. I might get into this. I should get into this. Now, what we have to understand is this. Relationships break down into 4 types. This is why I had this right here when we dealt with science. You got 4 fundamental forces of nature. You have 4 blood types. You have 4 lobes in your brain. You have 4 nitrogen bases of DNA, and you got 4 chambers in your heart. And I can go more than this. I got a whole paper on it called Base 4 DNA. Okay. But just deal with these alone. When you deal with the family, that's why I came to this side. You got 4 elements: the family, is only going to reproduce itself. Once you get sons and daughters, you're just going to keep repeating the process. So the royal family is father, mother, son, daughter. You're just going to repeat the process after that. The tetragrammaton of Yahweh, the 4 letters, the 4 directions, the 4 archangels. Come on, the 4 elements. Yes, man, let me go back because I can't stress this enough. In all of science, in all of the universe, science says there are only 4 fundamental forces of nature, period. That's a heavy statement. Out of all the things that you can observe in infinity, you saying all of nature is just composed of 4 forces? And then when we look into how we made, from DNA to blood type to brain to heart to family reproduction, that 4 comes back again. So it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, something going on here with this. Yes? Okay. So I am telling you that there can only be 4 types of relationships energetically, which means it could be a yin relationship. An example of a yin relationship, I showed you Jay-Z's, what was it? His Venus, no, his moon was in the same position where Beyonce's Venus was, or maybe it was vice versa. Yes, that's a yin relationship. Yes. Yang, I just showed you the sun where Tina was born is exactly where Ike has Mars. That's yang. So then you can have yin yang, which simply means, hey, her moon is in the same position where his sun is. That's yin yang. Her feminine aspect of planets that represent the external aspect of her consciousness. We got to understand that. So her moon, her Venus, for example, is in the same place where his sun is. Sun is masculine, Apollo, the god. Yes. So then you can have a yang yin relationship, and yang yin is not the same as yin yang. Yang yin is the woman's masculine position of sun and Mars is in the same position where the man's female position of moon and Venus is at. So now that's a role reversal because it's her yang and his yin. Now, you can't find no other way of how to chop up yin yang energy. If you're going to say, well, his yin to her yang, well, that's the yang yang channel. If you're going to say, you know, his yang to her yin, well, that's the yin yang channel. And we can just say flat out yin, flat out yang. So you only going to get 4 type of relationships when you truly understand the science. Salute to the 5th. She was in that class. She took that class and she's actually really good. I gotta give her, she's really good, right? But that's in the Patreon. You get access to that. Go back. If you're in the Patreon, you're not taking advantage of this astro science. It's already laid out for you. Go, you're playing yourself seriously. If you're going to use the science, if you're not going to use it, don't use it. You don't have to use it. Be happy, live life, be loved, increase your vibration. That's what it's about anyway. Everything, be a magnet, and it comes to you. Now, if you like to know timing and possibilities, the combinations and stuff, this is where the science is at. I always tell you, the science of the astro science is the 11th house, the Aquarian house. That's the 11th grade. That's the junior year. The 12th grade, the Piscean year, that's the year of transcendental consciousness. You know, you can intuit. You don't have to use science. Okay? This is why I didn't teach spiritually gifted people the science, because I didn't want them to lean on science too much if I felt like they couldn't balance their brain properly to stay intuitive and grow the logical aspect, the technicality aspect of it. I don't want you to dumb that down. Okay? All right. So let's move on. There it is right here. It's right here. So now this is what I'm circling. These are just pointing out these 2 alone. This is a problem because you saw that Mars represents violence. So it could be her being violent to him. It's not necessarily because it's his Mars don't mean he's the violent one. Or it could be him being violent to her. It's just violence, period. Let me tell y'all something. I've been studying this for many, many, many moons. The energy don't care what role you play. I don't care. I just need y'all to display violence. I don't care who's going to be the aggressor. I don't care who's going to be the victim. Play the role. So it don't matter long as the role play out. Trust me when I tell you this. So you can't necessarily say he did it. You can't necessarily say she did it, as long as the energy plays out. So these two things, Mars on Sun, no, especially dealing with the level of consciousness of the individual, which is always the number one factor before you even deal with a chart. What is the person's mindset? Is the maturity there? Is the emotional maturity there? Now, Mars to Mars, that's a problem. This is a severe yang problem. Notice Mars and the Sun is yang, then Mars to Mars is yang. This is a yang problem. What do I tell y'all? I tell you that yang is the most destructive force out of the two. Yang, when it goes unchecked, untempered, will beat the brakes off of you. It will violently destroy you. Okay? All right. So now this is what you need to know. What you need to know, there's an aspect called the data sheet. And the problem to a degree is we have to become symbol literate and understand that these are planetary communications from one planet to other planets. So when we look at the long row with the moon, yes, you see moon square sun, problem. Moon square moon, problem. Moon square Mercury, problem. Moon probably opposite Mars, problem. Then go to the last one. That's Mars square Mars that I pointed out in the chart. That's isolated all by itself in the thicker red column by 0 degrees. That's a perfect square. That's 0 degrees. That's a perfect 90-degree square. Perfect. Not even off a degree. It's only 27 minutes off, but it's a perfect degree squared. That's a problem. So you need to learn what to look at when doing the measuring. Hello, it all has to make sense to y'all. Pay attention. This conversation started a couple weeks ago dealing with the night of power. Qadr. Qadr means measurement. Also means destiny. Destiny can mean measurement. As we then peeled the layers back and went into the scripture, it talked about matching your soulmate. This beautiful, soft woman is who you surrender to. This woman who's an ally. She's good for your wealth and your abundance. So start talking about the great fortunate things of a destined relationship. Yes? Yes? So now as we start to measure, because what did the last verse say? Study the celestial risings as starting points in the lucky star of wealth and abundance. So as you know what to study, what to quantify and compare them, this is going to come out to two things, positive or negative, when we see these little symbols in there that represent the communication from one planetary energy to another planetary energy, i.e. an angle of this space to this space creates, no, that's a problem. This right here, oh, that's good. But this one here, nope. That one there, nope. That one there, nope. So now let's quantify it, Noble, because this is what their energy looks like when I know what I'm looking at. Horrible. It never made into a positive. Let me give you a clearer rendition. Here it is right here. You see 3 positive things in the compatibility system that I know to be the truth. And 9 negatives, 9 going down, square, square, opposition, so forth like that. Negative, 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 negative. So that gives you a net score of a -6. This is like Jay-Z and his ex-wife. Horrible. Horrible. That was a horrible match. Astrologically, horrible match. I did that on Hip Hop Astrology on my other YouTube, Hip Hop Astrology TV. The Jay-Z, and I forget his ex-wife's name. Horrible. So this is what you see when you quantify this to get the rhythm. What is the pulse? Man, listen to me, man. Listen to me. I call this love pulse. This is important because our heart has a beat. Without the heartbeat, thank you, Jenny Ma. Without the heartbeat, we out of here. So then the beat has a tick-tocker up and down, a rhythm. So now we can compare our energy and it's going to create a rhythm. Are we going up or are we going down? Or is there a mixture? Did we go down and then we came all the way up and we finished good? Did we start up and then we sank all the way down and we finished bad? It started good, but we ended bad. Or is it kind of even Steven? What is it? I'm a sucker for patterns. Patterns tell you a lot of stuff. But this relationship is a disaster. And history shows it was a disaster. Yes? Okay. So now, remember I told you about the 4 channels, yin, yang, and yang, yin. We have to see where is the energy at. So now when we look at where the energy was, I'm not going to isolate it in front of you. Again, go to the Patreon, get the free courses in there. The yin channel, let's just say moon to moon, was 1 positive, 2 negative. The yang channel, 1 positive, 2 negative. The yin yang channel, which is essential, I can't stress this enough, for the genders of male and female, because the woman's yin must coalesce with the male's yang and vice versa. It matches the genders. They have no positive here and 2 negatives. The yang yin role reversal, 1 positive and 3 negatives. Yes? So we get a net score for each channel pretty balanced, 2, 2, 1, 1. But I'm going to isolate channel 4, yang yin, because it has the most negatives. Even though its net score is a 2, it has the most negatives as a 3 minus. Yes? So again, we saw 2 things. Pay attention. On the elemental level, when we broke it down, we saw that Tina in the relationship mirrors Tina because it has more fire than anything. Tina had 5 fire, Ike had 3 fire, but he was majority water, but he had 3 fire. So then when we add Tina into the mix, they have more fire. On the energetic level, this tells me Tina is the one. She's the boss. She's really the yang principle in the relationship because fire is yang. So she's really the active principle. Again, this is why Tina superseded him in success and fame. Yes? Overshadowed him. He was the moon in this relationship, but he an old school gorilla pimp. So gorilla pimps can't be moons. They can't be feminine. They can't. Okay? So we saw him lose the elemental energetically, points to Tina. And now there's a role reversal, which tells us what? She's the leader. But it's a negative role reversal. I don't like you leading me, woman. You see? Now, if this was a positive role reversal, it could be okay, but it's not. It's a negative role reversal. And this is what you have to understand. We are listen, electromagnetism is a battery. Positive pole, negative pole. It will equate down to positive actions, negative reactions. Light exists between both poles. Hence, I love that answer. I don't believe in evil because light truly exists between the poles. Don't get stuck on the pole per se. Yes? All right. So when this manifests itself all the way down into what we call good, bad, violence, happiness, things of that nature, we saw it play out. And this is why it played out the way it played out. It was an energetic mismatch. We are attracted to the negative pull of magnetism, and we don't know it because magnetism has both a positive charge and a negative charge. That's just nature. So we are attracted initially to the negative charge. You're not attracted to the negative traits. You don't know the traits yet. You didn't study the person long enough to figure out what the traits was. The only thing you figured out was, I like this person and this energy that I feel. They meant the box, they're handsome, they're cute, whatever the case may be. And then we instantly come into a relationship. only to find out that it's going to be a relationship from hell. Yes, because we didn't know that we are attracted to the negative pull of the energy. So you didn't know. Let's just say that how the Christians would say it. You ain't know the devil was hiding inside of the relationship. You ain't know that. You ain't know that. Okay. So we got to understand as electromagnetic beings that oftentimes we're pulled by the negative ray. And finally, here is a science that can actually foretell what the magnetism is in between the two individuals. Is this a plus or is this a minus? Because if you check the minus box, then no, I'm not about to do this. I'm not even about to do this. No, I'm not. Okay. All right. All right. So that's cosmic love theory, also known as the love post. All right. You can get it in the Patreon. It's in there in the Astro classes. All right. So let me give some shout outs real quick and then we can go to a quick Q&A. Salute to my man Yusef TK. He sent me this this morning. He said, man, bro, you ain't gonna believe this, bro. So we on the Venus key, right? And he's saying that his wife came home with gold flowers, the yellow flower. Now, you know me and the golden heart, gold is our thing. Yes. But that's because we're doing a certain practice that we started on the 14th, which, by the way, I posted in Patreon today. Where you at? How you doing? What's up? Post gratitude. There's a certain thing that we're supposed to be doing to unlock this peace, love, and wealth. Yes. So as he's doing the practice, you see the results come back in. She come home with the gold flowers. Okay. All right. Salute to Clarity. Man, Clarity said, listen, man, I went in to go get an oil change, came out with a brand new whip, man. So many small blessings wrapped up in this big one. So grateful for the process. Gold heart, but she's winning. Clarity is doing really, really well. Well, I can just remember Clarity needed this. Now Clarity to move, got a new space, then got a new car. And I'm going to say it, got a new boo, got everything popping. Shout out to Cheyenne. Cheyenne said, look, man, my Stinger got her very first 2 bookings this past weekend. Alhamdulillah, that I have a second car practically paid off to drive while this one is out generating money. So thankful, inspired by Clarity's win. And I like that Kia too. I really like that Kia. So she said, hey, I'm inspired by this. I put my car out to go make me some income while I drive my other car, and it got us booking. All right. So salute to y'all for doing the work. All right. Doing that great work. All right. So yeah, if y'all got any Q&A, we can get into it real fast. Salute to everybody that's in the Sunday class. In Sunday class, man, I'm telling you, this stuff is so, I think it's simple. I think it's fun too. Because listen, man, when we get into this Arabic, right? Well, the Tuesday class is an Arabic class. Already that it's saying it hasn't even been a month yet. And already I'll give them a word and they will transcribe what that word is by looking at the letters, writing it down, and then they got to say what is it that they're reading. The reason why that's important because plasticity to the brain, learning information for the brain is like cardio for the body. Learning information is a great way to exercise the brain. That's how the brain exercises. All right. But nevertheless, when you understand what we're dealing with, sound frequency, when you're dealing with Arabic, when you're dealing with Hebrew, you're dealing with light code instructions. All right. So I pointed that out before. Those two go hand in hand, and that's why the systems overlap one another the way that they do. I'm telling you, one deals with light code and the other one deals with sound wave. Okay. So anyway, I love to have you jump in. It's almost about to get a little too far for you to jump in a little bit and whatnot, because you gotta get up, because there's 2 levels inside of understanding this vocabulary when you jump in on that Tuesday class, and only the Tuesday class is open to people that's in the Sunday class and whatnot. But it's a very very intimate, last class was popping, man. It was tears that was shed. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very intimate setting of really getting down to the raw, transparent truth of self, soul, and most importantly, the things to incorporate to just continue this beautiful journey to the golden state, as we call it. All right. All right. So, any questions? All right. What's up, T Porter? What's going on? So glad to catch this aligned with what I needed to hear. Can't wait to catch the tools you're about to drop. What up, T Porter? T Porter super go way back, like 15 years or something. So yeah, any questions? If not, man, we're gonna get up out of here. Just let me know. What time is it? Oh yes, it's time for me to do my afternoon prayer. You know. But yeah, if you got something, go ahead and drop it in the chat real quick. I'll set the idle cursing up. All right, let me come back. We good? I know it's a little delay on also subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button for sure, because Wednesday me and Jew are supposed to bring a guest on. I ain't gonna tell y'all, I'll create the flyer first. Long time no hear from this particular brother. I said, yeah, come on, man. I was going back into some old files back in 2010 and 2011 and was going through some work we was doing. And that's the work Jew told me I can't show y'all. And but this brother was popping up in this work. He one of the things that we projected out appeared in his reality. So when he reported it directly on the day and the number that we said it was going to come out on, that puts him inside of the story. So I'm going to explain all of that, show some of that this upcoming Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you hit the notification buttons. All right. Indeed. Come on, T Porter, where you at, man? You jump into Patreon. It's only like what, $19, $20 or something. And then you gotta hop in. In fact, inbox me or shoot my email to saying the noble Anpu at Gmail if you're not in the Patreon, because I can't remember if you are or not. Inbox me because I'll email people an introduction to the Sunday class so you can understand what it's about. And if it resonates with you, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's here go the manual right here. It's the basics of the manual is here, but then here go the actual, we call this the wisdom book, and it's single-sided, so it's thicker, but this is the wisdom book right here that we go in and we just draw off of this Moorish mysticism through what we call Sufism. You know what I'm saying? But if you know me, you gonna just like I had to show y'all today, the Hindu alignment, you know what I mean? Or we get into the energy flow, you gotta bring the systems to make it whole. All right. So there are certain things that we do that could be more Taoist in this nature, historically speaking. You know what I mean? So, all right. We good? All right. So, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Really do. If you need me, get at me. I am going to end this with the Ayatul Kursi. Okay. Email me. I'm going to end this with the Ayatul Kursi, which is it's the most famous verse that wards off the negative energy from the Quranic standpoint. I actually think one is more powerful than that I teach inside of the class that deals with. Listen, man, I'll be telling you, there's a verse in the Quran that says, I swear by the planets that run and hide. I swear to you, Surah 81. I swear by the planets that run and hide. It says this. What do you mean by the planets that run and hide? Jew was like, man, which ones are those? Right? Cracking up. Yeah, that's in the Quran. I swear by the planets that run and hide. Real talk. All right. So this cosmic thing, I'm telling you, man, my average Muslim brother and sister, they just don't know. You know what I'm saying? But man, I'll show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. This is a very profound, astronomical, spiritual book dealing with the Quran. All right. All right. So we out of here. I will see you on the next one. And listen, last thing. if you got to go back, listen, I got to keep a notebook on me. I swear to God, I'll be studying me because this stuff will come on Wednesday or at the earliest. Maybe this when I started working on Monday because I knew the direction I was going in. But when you're going in this and you're going to look up the definitions and this stuff, it's like it's being revealed in real time. So you need a notebook to keep up with me, to be honest. And I'm not saying that to be on no arrogant stuff. Because I'm giving you new terms of they're saying this in the Quran, but when you go look up the definition, it don't say that. It says this. It's a whole nother story. And that's true too, because that's one definition. That's the surface level. When you get into the inner dimension of what's going on, that's a whole new translation. So what does Quran mean? Qur'an means literally to study or investigate. So then when it says, hey, we taught man the Quran, taught is ilm, which is like alim. And ilm means natural sciences, all knowing. So it got a lot of sciences that's listed under natural sciences, chemistry, botany. I mean, all kind of sciences, right? Cosmology, right? Study of the universe was even in there. Language. I mean, all kind of natural sciences. So the Quran, you didn't teach man Quran. What you're saying is you must study and investigate natural sciences. I did that in a video called the meaning of the universe. According to the Quran, the meaning of the universe. Seriously. So listen, I be having to go back and get these. I mean, y'all think I'm playing. I swear to God. Listen, I be having to go back and look at these dang on notes, my dang on self. You know what I'm saying? This whole page right here, Layla, means a woman's name in peace. And then in the lexicon, it tell you that it means match, suited, joined together, agreed. So it's some type of match that agree that these two people agree to. That's what the name Layla means. So I got to get these terms down. And so when you go back to Surah 97.5, I swear to you, that translation I gave y'all 97.5, you should study that. You should put that to memory. And to me, I kind of say it's more of a man thing that you need to study from the men, because it keeps talking about a woman. And I think a woman can study it because you start to study the attributes of what they're talking about is with what's that? Proverbs maybe 31, the virtuous woman is. Yes, that's all that verse is talking about when you peel back the layers of it. But you got to get these terms down. You know what I'm saying? And once you get these terms down and you understand that flow, then you can start to recite with a total different intention. Instead of reciting about the night of power is better than 1,000 months. And this thing is actually talking about surrender to a peaceful woman. It says soft woman, actually. Surrender to a peaceful and soft woman. Listen to the woman who is your ally and marry her is the command. What? Command literally means marry, to marry someone. Literally. So marry her is the command. Man, I'm sorry, man. That's some studying to do. That's some serious study to do. Seriously. For real. On a whole nother level. All right, man. Let's go get up out of here with the Ayatul Kursi. Appreciate y'all.
الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.